Hello, my name is Jeremy Heath from Greens Water Systems. One of the questions that we're often asked is, if you have a domestic water softener, what's the quickest and easiest way to actually turn it off, to disconnect it from the mains? You might want to consider doing this if you've got any concerns around its operation, or if, for example, that you're moving house, or for any other reason. This is a modern twin cylinder block salt water softener from the Watersource range, but the same principle applies to any water softener. Essentially, the softener is connected to the main supply with long hoses, one to bring the water from the mains to the softener and one to take the softened water back to the mains. If we follow the hoses from the water softener, they end up coming into this cupboard here, and as you can see, they go up to these valves. There are 3 valves altogether. The 2 with the hoses connected we call the inlet and the outlet valves. They're currently turned on to allow the water to flow to the softener and back. In the middle, in a bit of rigid copper pipe, is what we call the bypass valve, and that's currently closed. In fact, the bypass valve is perhaps the only valve in the house that's normally closed. So to isolate the softener, we would just need to reverse the position of all 3 valves. We turn the inlet valve and the outlet valve off. Now that would safely isolate the softener from the water supply, but of course we'd have no water in the house. So to restore a supply to the property, we'd actually need to open this middle valve, the bypass valve, to create a flow direct from the mains to the house of water, albeit hard water, but that would mean that the water softener was safely isolated, and that's the easy way of isolating your water softener. Of course, not all water softeners are plumbed in exactly like that, although schematically that principle should be a great help to you in identifying the position of your inlet, outlet and bypass valves. Sometimes it can look like this. This is a high flow installation kit, really the same principle, but 22mm braided stainless steel hoses and high flow ball valves. The water here is coming this way through this inlet valve, which is open because the valve handle is in line with the hose. So this would be the inlet valve to the softener. The water coming back, the softened water coming through the outlet hose, again through this open ball valve and away to the house in this direction. Of course, this red handled valve is closed, the one in the middle. It's called the bypass valve, and that's to prevent the water taking a shortcut, in other words, to force it through the softener and back. If we need to bypass this kind of installation, then the same principle applies. We close the inlet valve to stop the water flowing to the softener, close the outlet valve to stop the water flowing back from the softener, and to restore a supply of water to the house, we need to open this middle one so that we get a supply of water, albeit hard water, flowing through this way, just as it would in fact if the water softener wasn't there. That completely isolates the water softener from the water supply, so it could be removed for service, or if you're moving house, or for any other reason. So I hope that's helpful and enables you to quickly bypass and remove, isolate your water softener.